County, where as the country battles the third wave of coronavirus infections, some county governments have set aside emergency funds to boost the preparedness levels. Elvis Koskei now joins us from Eldoret with an update of how Uasin Gishu County is securing itself financially for an enhanced fight against the pandemic. Elvis.
Most of businesses in Eldoret have been affected. Economic activities are slowly grinding to a halt. Major eateries and popular restaurants in Uasin Gishu have closed. Now this means it's tough times ahead for the business community in Uasin Gishu County. I'm now joined by the CC in charge of finance in Uasin Gishu, CPA Julius Ruto. I just want to understand if there's emergency funds, because most of the businesses in Eldoret have been affected due to the coronavirus pandemic.
Thank you. It's true, and as all of us, we understand the period where we are in is so devastating now for the country, Kenya. And not only Kenya, this is a global pandemic, it's a global challenge that all of us we are facing. But for country-specific Kenya and us as Uasin Gishu County government, all of us, we understand that we are in a turmoil now. Our economy is in a limbo situation. Yes, last year, the last financial year, which ended in 30th June 2020, we understand that this pandemic was declared as a challenge in Kenya, and it affected us. There were a lot of impromptu measures which were supposed to be undertaken to be able to cap the spread and to address the challenge that was coming alongside. And besides the health-related challenges, economic challenges were so much adverse because of the policies that came across, the protocols which were declared that stopped the operation. And as you understand, Kenya, for our GDP to grow, all our business have to traverse well so that our GDP will grow. Else, we are going to depend on borrowings. And you see, depending on borrowings now, it's becoming expensive. So our local production came down. And as even you may appreciate and understand why Kenya now is borrowing so much, because our local production, our GDP is going down. So we are dependent on the borrowing more than what we are producing. So globally, it's affecting us. Country Kenya, it's affecting us. As County of Uasin Gishu, we are also affected. As we are talking now, of course, when you talk of pandemic now, it's more than a year already in the country. And it's no longer an emergency issue. Any responsible government, we included, have now to understand that whenever we are doing our planning, we are planning within a given situation of a challenge. So what we did and we are doing our budget was to allocate sufficient resources to ensure our facilities are well equipped with all apparatus and equipment that are needed to address the challenge, to manage the situation. Number two, to build the capacity of our health workers, to ensure our health workers are ready at any given time to serve wananchi, to address the challenge. And of course, it also requires a cost. PPEs, for example, ensuring their special risk allowance are also provided for. So we have to tilt most of our programs now to address the challenge. Number two is also to enhance our community health workers, volunteers, those who are educating our people, because you understand this disease can well be managed by people observing the protocols, maintaining the minimum requirements in social distance, the issues of sanitization, and we will reduce the spread. And that one worked for us, even the first wave and the second wave. But for now, that wave, we are seeing it eating us seriously. And that's areas also we are focusing. Now, when you talk of an emergency, of course, an emergency fund is always put to cure or to take care of unforeseen challenges. That is the role and purpose of an emergency fund. So last year, it was the right fund to be utilized because COVID-19 came in at that time. But this current financial year and the coming financial years, it's now the role over every responsible government to plan resources to ensure they have sufficient resources to focus on that. When you talk of business effects and challenges they are facing, yes, Uasin Gishu are not exceptional. We have been affected at the first level. Remember Uasin Gishu, and specifically Eldoret town, which is the hub and the headquarters of the county, where the main activities, economic activities takes place, is a town situated within a corridor from Mombasa all along to landlocked countries in West Africa, from Uganda downwards. And we've been benefiting a lot from activities that takes place. But with the closure of those counties, now business is slowing down. So we are affected. And that's what we are doing as a responsible government. And we are in a catch 12, in a catch 11. We are in between. Because we should be responsible government. At the same time, we have to collect, we have a budget to ensure that we also provide the same. Within the same budget that we must provide these facilities to cap the spread and to protect our wananchi, the citizen of Uasin Gishu. We also need to collect resources. So what we've done now is to have a consensual. Like now, we are extending our deadline for single business permit. It was closing on that first. And as we know, as per Finance Act, whenever it closes, immediately from that midnight, it attracts a penalty of 50% over and above what you ought to have paid, considering the situation of your business, all the parameters considered there. So, but what we have done now is to extend that period, so no penalties will be charged. We just encourage wananchi to proceed now and plan themselves. Of course, all of us, we share the challenge. Give us strength to be able to address the challenge, as we also come down to understand the situation where we are in. So we are building a customer-centric relationship so that we understand your case by case. But I want to appreciate those who have come in to pay already, and we are promising to be there for them. So what we're asking wananchi, please, kindly, we are not going to charge you penalties. We are allowing you from now henceforth up to 5th of May. Please come and address your issues with us. If you have a specific challenge, we are there to support you. Thank you.
Lastly, from your docket, what measures have you taken to cushion the business community?
Thank you. In terms of planning, what we've done, we also understand the behavior of our business community, but those who are vulnerable much are the small, small enterprises, the businesses of Mama Mboga, businesses of Boda Boda, you know, the business of tuk-tuk, taxis, and the groups, the chamas for Wamama. You understand the behavior within this region. Are Wamama coming together and Vijana coming together in terms of groups, you know, social help groups, your table banking. So what we've done, we established a fund called Inua Biashara Fund, and the Act of Inua Biashara established by County Assembly of Uasin Gishu, and we have voted in funds. So already we are trading with around 30 to 40 million that is now revolving. So what we are doing is to lend a small fee to this group for them to be able to sustain their business, because you will appreciate during the lockdown, whatever savings and capital they had to utilize to safeguard their food in their houses, security of their lives and health-wise. So people are to spend whatever they had, even the capital. So what we are doing now is to reinstate the capital for them to remain viable in what they are doing. And it's a 5% interest loan payable within a flexible period, and it's something that is negotiable within us, our officers and our people, because we love them. What we are doing is only to allow to absorb the shock, not for them to dip down, but for them to remain up and they play within the challenges and the business came theory that has to happen here in between.
Thank you very much. That was the CC in charge of finance, CPA Julius Ruto, outlining tough and innovative policies that will cushion the business community in Uasin Gishu County. Back to the studio.
Thank you very much, Elvis Koskei, for that. Now,